All right, let's see if this is working. YouTube connection. Nope. There it is. Cool. Share. Oh, will it do that? I think it will. Let's see. Let us see. Post, 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 post. Go for it. Oh. There we go. Okay. And there we have it. Nice. All right, it looks like I'm live, and I'm going to make the most of it. It's been a process getting connected and creating a new channel and jumping through hurdles. But it looks like that's done now. Live link, live video on YouTube, live link to Facebook, and YouTube chat active and rolling. And if I test that out, I guess I'm just gonna check back and forth here and there. All right, so 3 guys walked into a bar and they shared their secrets to life with me, the best they knew. And I'm going to define secrets as the magic or the magical clues. So first, a hypnotherapist turned me on to a book by Deepak Chopra, The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. Little short book and very good for me. So first secret to life is about non-judgment of yourself, something which I did quite a bit, and of others, which I did to some degree. And it was interesting, it was helpful, and being aware, which is a common term that comes up, which is essentially the same as consciousness, being aware, awareness of self, starting with, and everything else. Which is one of the reasons why AI, I can't imagine, can become conscious. But that's another story. So non-judgment of self and others, and that leads me to mention relationships. And something that I learned in practice, secret to relationships. Whatever disagreements or arguments or sticking points, conflicts you have, in my experience with starting with one, probably my most connected relationship, and painstakingly going through whatever it took to resolve issues, what we learned was, in the end, it was always an illusion. The conflict, the disagreements. There was always something underlying it that one or the other wasn't getting, wasn't in tune with, misunderstood, or assumed. A sub secret. I don't know if this applies right under or the same. Anyway, another secret. Assume the positive. And women tend to assume the negative, it seems. But very important. I naturally assume the positive. And then dig deeper to verify. And assuming the negative can just blow things up. So it always comes down to illusion. And it was painstaking in this relationship. Sometimes, I don't know what the longest time period was, maybe a few days. And it might have been 1 day or 2 days. And then it resolved more quickly. And each time, probably there's more trust built. There's more confidence that, oh, we can get to the bottom line, get to the bottom of this. And we resolved it quicker and quicker and quicker until it came down finally to a matter of hours. Maybe 2, maybe 1. It's like, okay, interesting. And again, and I think every single time turned out to be illusion. There was the bottom line was, oh, if I would have known that, this wouldn't have happened. Oh, we really think the same, but we weren't understanding each other correctly. So if you hammer it out, and it probably boils down to communication, style, method, asking the right questions, verifying that, hey, are we on the same page here? What do you mean by that? And so non-judgment, self, give yourself a break, grace, others, and then relationships. It's an illusion. You guys probably are on the same page, or even if you disagree about something fundamentally, you probably won't be ready to bite each other's heads off if you understand the key aspects to that. A quick aside that applies to this. I was one of 4 siblings who wasn't afraid to talk to my father. And as we became young adults, high school, college, it became more apparent that when there was something sensitive that we needed Dad's approval on, or we're going to ask or whatever, they would come to me. Hey, see if you can talk to Dad. And so for whatever reason, I think I know the reason. But what I ended up telling my brother once when he was expressing frustration with, oh, he's not going to understand, and he was stressed and worried about something. And I said, look, he isn't going to disapprove of you. He's not going to bite your head off. As long as you don't come to him with some silly premise, as long as you have the key, as long as you have a valid reason and you understand what your reasoning is, why you're at odds with whatever, why you're having an issue and coming to him, as long as you can explain it in a reasonable way, he will respect it and he will help you. So there's no reason to fear him as long as you come to him and can explain to him and have some reason that makes sense. It's all an illusion. And it dawns on me, I think everybody recently, more than ever, has found out, even for those who buried their head in the sand, either don't want to deal with it, or maybe they don't have to, right? It's like, oh, I'm living my happy life. I don't have any worries. I'm doing just great. Living the life. I think everybody has identified that, wow, the lies, the deception, the control, the illusion of the world now and probably for all of history, or much of it. And that's why we call it the Matrix, right? One of my favorite all-time movies, maybe all time, but for sure one of. And so I was talking to a friend this morning, actually about related stuff. And I said, once you know, once we've identified this, and the more we uncover and know that things are manipulated and we understand the pieces well enough, oh, okay, this is actually part of the plan. This is just what they're doing. This is how they do this. and they tell us this other thing, and we're expected to, behave accordingly or whatever. Follow the rules to some degree. Once you understand, I equate it to like being a friend of a magician. You're best friends with a magician, and you have seen all their tricks and all the secrets, all the magic, what's behind all the magic. And so you're watching them perform on stage to an audience, and the audience is all freaking out. Oh, wow. Oh, can you believe that? Whoa. And you're just kind of, snickering, grinning. It's like, oh, let the children be impressed and amazed. They don't see the two little things that are the secret. So it allows you to sort of understand and say, kind of be amused by it. Kind of, your awareness is different. It's like, oh, okay. You're not going to freak out. You're not going to try to, we have to figure this out. We have to fight them. We have to, I don't know about fighting. Still thinking about that. It's like, okay, push back a little bit, little by little, without causing too many waves. Being ready. Being ready, taking care of yourself, becoming superhuman, becoming your best, seeking truth, seeking your truth, low entropy decision making. So that leads me to think of, I refer to her as Vet Chick. And there was, she had asked me, so what's your goal in life? What's your, what's your purpose? What are you trying to achieve? What do you get excited about? I said, being the most superhuman that I can be, and hanging out with badass people who enjoy being superhuman, doing badass things, and changing the world in a positive way. And so I had been in Dallas on my journey to figuring out the superhuman formula, my fitness health protocol, assessing and helping people overcome issues and become the best they can be, and doing things the right way, the best way. So I was in Dallas for a year, Houston for a year, and then I thought, okay, I'm going to live where I want to live. And at the time I considered California sort of, that's where I felt the ocean, and Southern California. Yeah, I'm going to go back there. This was after Hawaii, to Texas, and then back to Southern California. It's like, I'm going to live where I want to live. And if I want to hang out with superhumans and change the world, maybe it'll be more fun or easier to just create them, right? Help a bunch of people become superhuman and then have fun. So I helped a lot of people along the way, and in Southern California also, but few of them, some did become superhuman. Some were probably already, and fine-tuning and even becoming better. And but not enough. And also California in recent years has been yikes. I don't know. What do you say about Southern California? California, sorry, not Southern California. The whole damn state. So some of the people I encountered, even though I helped change their life, helped them quite a bit, some of them maybe aren't capable of becoming superhuman, or aren't interested, or they live elsewhere. And I'm checking YouTube and Facebook really quickly. Bum, 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 bum. Come on. Okay. So that's when I decided, among other reasons, but one of the reasons that going online can be so great and doing this. So those who are good candidates for wanting to and being capable of becoming superhuman, they can find me right here. And so that's the plan, is to go live, have an audience, some of whom want to raise their hand and say, hey, I need some help. What about this? What about that? Q&As, live assessments about health, fitness, your workout routine, your nutrition, your supplement protocol, whatever. And so back to the secrets of life and the magic, I'll have to make a list and check it twice and make sure that I'm happy with it. But another thing very high up on the priority list is get your ass to the gym. So if you think about this, I boil it down to how you look, how you feel, and how you function. And those three things affect how you look, feel, and function affects nearly everything you think and do. And I'm going to summarize that as your health is your wealth. That seems to be a popular saying. Easy enough, and it applies to anybody can relate to that, I think. And your health, the keys to health being making sure that you do a list of 7 things correctly. How you think, how you talk, how you eat, drink, sleep, poop, and move. Movement being exercise. And of those 7, movement is the most foundational. It affects everything. And so one of the magical things is water. And your body water, your cellular water, is a 4th phase of water. That is Gerald Pollack, the